everyone, welcome to this virtual practice. Not the same as being in front of everyone, but we're doing our best all around to adjust to the circumstances. So today is a shoulder focus practice. You will need 2 blocks, a strap, and your original yoga tune-up therapy balls if you have them. That'll just be nice at the end should you choose to use them. If you don't have blocks, you can use a couple like thicker books, or you can use a more dense kind of stiff pillow. And if you don't have a yoga specific strap, you can use a belt. You can use one of those kind of stretchy elastic bands if you have one of those. And if you don't, you can just do your best without the props. So we'll get started standing in mountain pose. So your feet 2 fist widths apart, broaden through the base of your toes. Bring the head right over your shoulders. Give the shoulders a little lift, roll and drop. And either focus your gaze on one point ahead of you or softly close your eyes. Let's take these first few moments to just settle into this time that we have for our movement, our yoga practice. Just notice yourself in the space that you're in. You've created your own little home yoga studio. Notice yourself standing within that space. Notice yourself connected to your breath. The mind might be full of inner dialogue and distraction. We can't turn the mind off, so instead, incorporating a layer of mindfulness into our practice, which is using the breath as our anchor. And whenever you notice yourself drifting away with thought, with distraction, with that inner dialogue, coming back to your anchor as quickly as possible. No need to alter the breath too much from here. Just notice the inhale and the exhale. And we'll make some small adjustments to our posture. With the carriage of the head right above the shoulders, drop the chin ever so slightly. Feel the connection of the shoulder blades onto your back. Notice that your rib cage, the base of your rib cage, is right over the rim of your pelvis. Bring the awareness now to your feet, and maybe even rock weight in the feet forward and back a few times. And then from center, side to side a few times, from the left foot into the right foot. Feel that transfer of weight from the inner outer edges of your feet and from foot to foot. And then find balanced as much as possible, front to back, side to side. And then connect to the inner arches, the inner ankles of the feet, and gently rise energy from that space all the way up the inner line of your legs. Bring a little more length into the spine from the tip of the tailbone to the crown of your head. Notice here as you breathe through the nostrils, if possible, that there is just as much energy grounding through your feet as there is reaching up through the crown of your head. Tune into your inhalation, descending low and wide into your lungs. Connecting to the respiratory diaphragm, that dome-shaped muscle at the base of the rib cage, expanding as you inhale. Now bring your awareness, your attention, your focus into our anatomical focus for today, which is the shoulders. Bring the awareness to the back of the neck, down the neck into the tops of the shoulders, around your shoulders, the upper arms. And perhaps even notice here if there's another intention you'd like to layer on top of that anatomical focus. As you check in with yourself, as you check in with your energy, as you check in with the present moment, is there anything else you could layer into the intention of this time on your mat? Flowing with the arms. Take a nice deep inhale, reach out and up, nice and slow. And as you gradually lift the arms, open the eyes, connect the palms. And as you exhale and empty the lungs, press the hands through your center to Anjali Mudra, or the gesture of union. Let's flow through a few more sets. Take a nice deep inhale, reach all the way up from your feet to your fingertips. And then exhale, empty the lungs and press down through your center. Feel its grounding effects. Let's do that one more time. Deepest breath of your day so far. Inhale and reach up. Exhale, press all the way down. Okay, and from here, let's grab opposite elbows. Maybe a little lower towards the forearms, and we'll do what I call Ferris-Wheel Arms. So you're just going to make this circular motion with your shoulders, with your arms, and move slowly. Really savor this motion in your shoulders. I always find there to be a nice stretch in that upper arm muscle, the deltoid. And then reverse the flow. Ferris wheel the opposite direction. Be thorough with the movement. Let's do one more. And once the arms come all the way back down, landing that Ferris wheel, bring the arms by your side. And we'll do Pranic Flow with the arms. Inhale, connect the forearms, lift the arms, Connect the tops of the hands, the knuckles, roll out the wrists, reach up, and then exhale, almost like a swimming stroke. Press the arms down and out by your side. And again, inhale, lifting, forearms connected. Connect the knuckles, roll out the wrists, reach up high. And then exhale, press the arms down and out by your side. Let's do that one more time. And exhale. Coming back into mountain pose, having your blocks handy to the top of your mat. Let's flow to halfway. Nice deep breath in, reach up high. And then exhale, open the arms. Grab a hold of your blocks and bring them into underneath your shoulders. So I like to come up onto my fingertips here, but you can always connect the palms and you can always change the height of the blocks. Grounding down equally through all four corners of your feet. Soften any hyperextension in your knees. Notice core connection all the way around and elongate the spine. As you exhale, lower down onto your knees. Good, find tabletop. Keep your blocks handy. So in tabletop, the wrists will be under the shoulders, the hips under the knees. And we'll do what I call shoulder blade push-ups. So the head and the neck and the lower back and the pelvis stay completely still. This is isolating movement to the scapula or the shoulder blades onto your back. Inhale, let's lift up to the space between the shoulder blades. Feel the shoulder blades further apart on your back. And then exhale, bring the shoulder blades closer together onto your back. The chest drops down between the thumbs. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, shoulder blades move close together. Flow through a few more at your pace, but again, slow it down. Really connect to the movement. And hopefully that slide and glide motion of the shoulder blades feels a little more smooth with a few repetitions. Complete the set that you're on. Find neutral. Let's come back into child's pose. In this variation, palms facing up, so we get an external rotation in the shoulders. Ground the head, the forehead. Few deep breaths here. Relax the hands. Just starting to lift the grounding of your forehead. Let's come back into table. So you'll reset your alignment, and here we'll come into an asymmetrical cat pose. So you're going to place a block or your book underneath your right hand. And we'll begin to flex around the spine into cat stretch. So let's do it nice and slow. A little bit of articulation in the spine. Lengthen the tailbone. Tuck the chin. Lift through the navel. Release the crown of your head. And then press the block away from the right hand. Just feeling that in your right shoulder. Holding this asymmetrical cat stretch, one more breath. and then come back into neutral. And you can either stick with one block here or stack your blocks. Slide the blocks forward. We'll elevate the right arm in this modified child's pose. So really getting that opening into the right side of your chest, your shoulder, your armpit. Lower the face, the chest, any amount towards the floor. Let's start to make our way back up. And we'll do that on the other side. So asymmetrical cat pose with the left hand elevated on the low height of the block. And then slowly articulate each vertebrae of the spine into flexion or rounding. Tuck the chin, lengthen the tailbone. And now press the left hand away from the block. One more breath. And then nice and slowly coming back into neutral. And then perhaps stacking your other block on top so you have a little more height. Slide that configuration forward and lower down into this modified child's pose. Lowering the face, the chest any amount, opening the left shoulder, reaching out through your left fingertips. And let's start to make our way up from here. Blocks to the side. Find your alignment for downward facing dog. So hands about shoulder width, knees about hip width. Curl your toes under. Draw the weight back. Extend your elbows. Slowly start to extend the knees. Release the head so there's no tension in the head and the neck. Stable shoulders, a little bit of external rotation in your shoulders. Lengthen your fingers. Breathe. And looking forward to the hands, let's walk the feet up. And you can lift the hands whenever you need to. Palms to the knees, halfway position. Grounding through the feet, feel that opening in the backs of the legs. Keep the shoulder blades hugging onto the back. And then hands to your hips, press down, rise slowly up to standing. Grabbing a hold of your strap or your belt, we'll do our shoulder flossing. So I always joke, we floss our teeth. We also floss our shoulders. So you're gonna have a wide grip on your strap. And the first one is really just a test to see where the grip needs to be on the strap. So the idea is that we take the shoulders through, it's called circumduction. And once you bring the arms back, you shouldn't have to scooch one shoulder forward or the other or bend your elbows too much. So you might need to widen the grip a little bit here. Also noticing that your wrists are neutral. So you're gonna reach all the way back. I like to also check in with what my rib cage is doing. So sometimes the ribs might splay forward to kind of compensate for a restriction in the shoulders. Try to keep the base of the rib cage over the rim of your pelvis, really isolating it to the shoulders. And you can always do this without a strap too. So we'll do the same thing coming up. Inhale, reaching up, and then exhale, lowering down. So based on how that felt, you might inch the fingers a little closer together or a little further apart. And then we'll inhale, reach up. Exhale, come back. Inhale, reach up, feel that stretch all the way around your shoulders. And exhale, lower down. We're gonna do one more set, just pausing as we make our way back. So we'll inhale, reach up. And then as you slowly start to come back, the first point of real stretch and resistance, I want you to pause there and take a really deep breath or two. And then come down a little bit more, take a nice deep breath. And then lower a little bit more, take a nice deep breath. And bring the arms down the rest of the way. Okay, so let's do that same thing coming up. If you need to take a little break in between, rest the arms for a moment. And then we'll inhale and slowly start to come up. So where you feel that first point of resistance, pause there, breathe, no tension in the neck. And then come up a little bit higher, breathe. Come up a little bit higher, breathe. Reaching the rest of the way up, and then exhale, lower all the way down. Let's do one more set, fluid. So maybe inch a little closer together if you feel you have more space, or keep the grip where it is. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, lower down. Amazing. Let's bring that strap down to the side. We'll use it a little later on. We'll come back to the top of the mat if you've shifted your alignment. And we'll come into a modified warrior 1 and 2. So hands onto the hips. Let's step back with the right leg. So not too long of a stance between your feet. Notice that you're more of a train track versus tightrope alignment. The back toes are pointing forward. Bend your left knee so the knee tracks over the ankle and really strengthen that back leg. Reach the arms all the way up. And we'll do eagle arms. So open the arms, right arm under the left. So 2 options, either hands at your shoulders, or wrap at the forearms. Your right fingertips connect to your left palm. So as we hold the lower half of the body as is, let's adjust the arms, the shoulders a little bit. The elbows lift to the height of the shoulders drop down. Slight tuck of the chin, press the forearms forward. Follow that stretch from the back of the neck down to the upper back, in between the shoulder blades, and then wrapping around your rib cage. Squeeze the forearms a little bit more if you're wrapped. Take one more inhale. Exhale, unwrap, unwind, reach all the way up. And then a fluid transition into warrior 2. So your right arm comes back, heel toe the stance longer with the back foot. Just check in with your alignment, front heel to center back arch. The back foot close to parallel to the short edge of your mat. Gazing over your left middle finger. Softening any tension, or as much tension as you can, in the upper back. Notice the smooth rhythm of your breath. Notice if your attention is drifting away, bring it back. Connect to any other layer of intention you added to your practice. Let's reach the left arm up, bend the elbow, and come into a tricep stretch variation. A little bit of a reverse warrior. So some flexion or side bend of the torso to the right. And then restack everything, or your spine, and bring the arms open into your warrior 2 positioning. Inhale, straighten the front knee, bring your hands to your hips. Draw your left toes forward. Grab a hold of your strap. So you might not need the strap here. If you can easily interlace your fingers behind you and have some movement in the shoulders, then you can work with that variation or grab a hold of the strap. So outer edges of your feet are both parallel to the short edges of your mat. Find some length. And then exhale, forward fold. Peel the arms away from the back, track them overhead, and just allow the weight of your arms to help open your shoulders. Start to make your way back up and pause halfway. From halfway, draw the gaze forward on one point and then rise the rest of the way up. Okay, bring the black strap to the side if you are using it. Heel toe your feet a little closer together so it's more manageable to step to the top of the mat. Let's do that sequence on the other side. Hands to the hips, warrior one, left leg back. So notice the back toes are pointing forward, the back heel is grounded. You're more of a train track versus tight rope alignment, so a wider stance in the feet. Bend your front knee, and then inhale, reach up, warrior one. Let's add the eagle arms variation. So open the arms, left arm under, cross at the elbows, either hands to your shoulders or wrap your forearms. So from here, lift the elbows a little bit more towards the height of the shoulders. Soften any tension in the shoulders, tuck the chin, press the forearms forward. Breathe. And then exhale, unwrap, unwind, reach all the way up. And then heel to open warrior two. Lengthen that stance with the back foot. Check in with your stance. Front heel lines up with the center of back arch. Outer edge of the back foot is close to parallel to the short edge of the mat. Consciously soften tension in the upper back. And then inhale, reach the right arm up, bend the elbow, a tricep stretch, and then into a modified reverse warrior. Keep the knee, right knee tracking over your right ankle. And then stack the spine, open the arms. Back to warrior two. Straighten your front knee, bring your hands to your hips, draw the toes forward, grab a hold of your strap, or interlace your fingers. Give the shoulders a little squeeze, look up, and then exhale, forward fold. Peel the arms away from your back, track them overhead. Use the weight of the arms to help open the shoulders. Let's start to make our way back to halfway. Rest the arms onto the back. Focus the gaze forward on one point. And then inhale, rise the rest of the way up. So either let go of the strap or the interlace of the fingers. Give the shoulders a little roll once or twice in each direction. Heel toe the feet a little closer together so it's more manageable to step back to the top of the mat, mountain pose. And let's take a few moments of stillness here. An opportunity to check in with your breath, your awareness. Maybe it's even quiet enough to notice the rhythm of your pulse. Any other intention you layered into your practice. And our anatomical focus of our shoulders. From mountain pose, Let's floor away down to the mat. Take a deep breath in, reach all the way up, look up. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway up on your inhale, plant your palms and step back into plank. Strong shoulders, integrated core, strong legs. And then lower the knees, connect to the tops of the feet. Look a little further forward than you just were. Lower all the way down to your mat. You might need to scoot yourself back a little bit from here. Bring the blocks in front of you if they're right beside you. From this prone position, extend the arms forward in front of you, palms facing each other. Strengthen your legs, lift your kneecaps, slight internal rotation, guide the pubic bone towards the floor. Lift the tops of the feet, lift the chest, perhaps also lift the arms. And then press and open the arms into a cactus shape. Extend the elbows, point the thumbs down, internal rotation in the shoulders, bring the arms back alongside you, palms facing up, locust pose. Keep the strength in the legs. One more inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Palms alongside your low ribs. Press up into table. Thread the needle with the arms, 3 sets, working with just a connection to the forearm. Inhale, strong left shoulder, reach up. Exhale, thread the right forearm behind the left. Inhale, reach. Exhale, thread. Inhale, last one. Exhale, thread. Coming back to center, connect that right arm, strong through the right shoulder. Inhale, left arm reaches. Exhale, thread the forearm behind the right hand, rotate. Inhale, reach. Exhale, rotate. Last one, deep breath in, reach. And exhale, rotate. Coming back to center, to neutral. Reset your alignment. On an exhale, use the power of your legs to press you up and back into downward facing dog. As you exhale, lower your knees. Sit off to the left, bring the legs forward. Scoot yourself forward, have your blocks accessible. Bend your knees. And then just readjust your pelvis so that it's neutral. Give the shoulder blades a little tuck. And then ground your lower back firmly into the mat and press up into bridge pose. Tuck each arm underneath each shoulder, either interlace your fingers or bend your elbows. Use the glutes, quads, and hamstrings. Imagine there's a block in between your knees. You're holding it in place. Breathe towards the abdomen. Extend the elbows if they're bent. Give the arms a little untuck from under the shoulders and carefully lower all the way back down to the mat. A supine twist. So from here we're going to scooch the hips a touch to the left. pick up the feet and come all the way over to the right. So you might use your blocks in a few ways. A block underneath the knee and stacking in between, or just one or the other. The other block, if you're not using it underneath or in between the knees, you can place under the head. Right arm T position, left hand stacks on top of the right. You'll trace a rainbow overhead with the left arm. You're going to trace this nice and slowly, getting into that left shoulder. Eventually the left rib cage, chest will revolve open, and you'll know when to pause with that left arm. Let's reverse trace that rainbow all the way back, palm stacking. Make your way onto your back, and let's switch sides. So from center, scooch to neutral, and then a touch over to the right, just within an inch. Pick up your feet, roll all the way over onto your left side. Left arm T position, stack your right hand over your left, and then trace that rainbow overhead. Right side of the rib cage revolves open. You'll know when to pause with that right shoulder. Just breathe wherever that is. Reverse trace that rainbow. And make your way back to center. We'll make our way up. And we'll set up for a reclined pose, restorative pose. So the first block is on the low height, horizontal orientation. The second block on the high height. And as you come to lying back, you'll position that first block to be right under the shoulder blades. And the second block will be right under the back of the head. Give the shoulder blades another little tuck. Make sure that that block is under your head is flat and stable. And then extend the legs forward to straight. Surrender into the support of the blocks. Notice the opening across the chest. Notice the dropping of the shoulders. Observe all four parts of your breath here. There's the inhale and the exhale, but there are the pauses in between the breaths. Breathing through a 4-count inhale, 2-count pause, 4-count exhale. So to my slow count, or as deeply as is possible for you, letting go of your exhale. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale, 3, 2, 1, pause. Inhale, pause. Exhale. Pause. Last set. Deep breath in. Pause for 2. Exhale, gradually emptying the lungs. Pause at the very bottom. And just allow a natural rhythm of breath to take over. Use one hand to support the weight of the head, tuck the chin in. Use that other hand to remove the block from under your head. Lean to the side to connect your forearm, and then the other side to connect the other forearm. Remove that block from under the shoulder blades. Come all the way down onto your back. Settling into constructive rest, conscious relaxation, Shavasana. Notice that you're doing 2 things here. Consciously softening, letting go of any last remaining tension, muscular effort, but also consciously absorbing and receiving all the benefits of everything we just did. Gradually deepening the breath, feeling the space in your lungs. Gradual movement in your fingers, your toes. Maybe that translates into the hands, the feet, the wrists, the ankles. Rocking the head gently from left to right. And with your next inhale, a full body stretch. Bending the knees, rolling onto your right side. And pressing yourself all the way up. Find a comfortable seated position. Rest the hands on your legs. Check in with your posture. Soften the shoulders, slightly tuck the chin. Notice the effects of your practice, any shifts, changes. Thank yourself for carving this time out of your day. Notice that layer of mindfulness you added into your practice. Your breath is your anchor, coming back as quickly as you can. And taking that practice of mindfulness off of your mat into the rest of your day. With your arms by your side, take a nice deep inhale, reach all the way up, connect the palms. And exhale, press the hands to union. Notice the centering and grounding effects. so much for joining me. Namaste.